Look at this beauty, all nice and shiny. Oh, by the way, the next mod are going to be the wheels, and the reason why it's going to take a lot of time to get those is because, well, they are the most expensive item I'm going to get on this car, for now at least. Jesus, this thing is making a lot of noise now, eh? In the previous video, I've installed the iDoing head unit in my car, and I've told you I've installed it for a specific reason. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why. For some people, it's going to be weird. For people who watched the first video on this channel, it's going to make a lot of sense. Actually, if you haven't done that yet, please click on the link that is right here. Watch the video, then come back here. It's going to make a lot more sense. But for others, if you think I'm weird for this, well, it is what it is, man. That's what I love. So let's talk about this. Most people with, let's say, WRXs or other cars that do not have a very updated head unit and options on those head units, the reason why they replace it with an aftermarket one like this one is to be able to play, let's say, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, to be able to use those things pretty easily with your phone. From what I will guess is that most people want, most of the time, to play music while they're driving. And it is the same for me. Now you might ask yourself, isn't that something that the stock unit did? Yes, it did the job pretty well. However, I wanted something more because of the type of music I listen to. The music that I listen to the most are anime inspired music or anime music. And what I want is to not only listen to the music, but also have the video playing. When it comes to anime music, most of what most people would see and hear are the intros, the anime openings, the anime endings, because, well, that's what you see every single time you see an episode. You will see the opening, and if you stick around up to the end, you'll see the ending. Now, when it comes to that, most of them are about 1 minute and between 1 minute and 20 and 1 minute and 30. So if we look at some of these, for example, Nadia, look at this one. This is what, 1 minute and 23. This is a pretty, well, I won't say old, but it's not the most recent anime. So let's take this one. So this one is about, well, yeah, there we go, 1 minute and 29. It's around 1 minute and 20 to 1 minute and 30 seconds. So those are the openings, and this is what I have here. These openings are just a condensed version of the full opening because everything starts with one of these. If you look at this one, for example, this one is about 5 minutes, and in these 5 minutes they condensed it to the 1 minute and 30 seconds form that you saw earlier. So that's most of it when it comes to anime openings. Now you also have the anime endings, but for me personally, I like something that moves, you know, something that punch. I don't like the slow stuff. So for me, it's all about anime openings for the most part. But then after that, you have what I would say is my favorite type of anime music, the mashups. And these ones are very specific. You have to search really hard to find this. So I'm showing you my secrets right now. These, specifically the Kakenukuri series, are my favorite mashups. And mashups are basically videos that are mixed up together to form one cohesive one. And the Kakenukuri series, they are my absolute favorite. When it comes to music, when I don't like something, especially when I listen to it, when I don't like something, I just cut it. For example, you have, I can't really show you right now, but some of these, there are some parts that I didn't like, so I cut them off. And the Kakenukuri series, that's the only one where most of the time, I just listen the original way it was made. And these are long ones. These are like what, 15 minutes? So this is 15 minutes. Let's see. This one is 15 minutes also. It's crazy. And the best part, of course, again, is that it's in video form, which is even better. Because when you have when I have maybe some passengers. If they listen to this stuff without any visual, they're gonna ask me, what are you listening to? I don't get what this is. It is very particular, people. It is extremely particular. So having this, it's gonna just make my life so much easier. Just, what is it? Just watch, you know? So yeah, after these, there is something else, because yes, these are my favorite type of music to listen to, but just like anything else, if you do it too much, you get tired. And when I do, I get to the final two types that I listen to here. The anime clips. Now, these are clips cut off from episodes of actual animes, and the reason why I do this is because in those clips, in every single one of them, there is a specific soundtrack that plays on the background. And the reason why I take the clips instead of the regular soundtrack, actually, I do both, because if we go down, anime host stands for original soundtrack. Some of these, for example, the one that is highlighted here, I have an anime clip where this music comes on. Now, the reason why I prefer the anime clips to this is because this is static. This is boring. It's like you were listening to an audio, right? It's just there. It's not really interesting to me. This is the first episode of this anime, and around here in the background you can listen to the actual soundtrack that I just showed you. And for me, it's way more interesting to listen to these soundtracks in context, whereas when you listen to them separately on their own, it's not the same thing. So that's why I have these on. So yeah, that is why I got this. This is the reason why I put this in, to be able to listen to my music, to my anime music, and have the video play at the same time. Now, some of you might see this and say, well, you're watching anime and listening to anime music while driving. It is extremely dangerous, not only for you, but for others. I'm not. If I were, trust me, I would have been in an accident a long time ago. And the funny part about this is, and I actually realized this the first day I installed this, when you have this, when you know it's there, especially at night. In the day, it's like driving like it wasn't even there, at least for me. At night, you have all this light coming out of your screen in the middle. And the funny part about this is that when you know it's there, you're way more focused on what is in front of you and on the side, because you know you have something in the middle that you can watch. At least, I'm talking about me in all this. I know that I have these things in the middle that I can watch anytime I want. But I also know that if I do that, I'll be distracted. And if I'm distracted, probably I'll be in an accident. I'll damage the car here and there. And trust me, that is the last thing I want to do. So having this makes me even pay attention more than before at night, especially at night. And by the way, this is not my first video with an aftermarket head unit that plays video on the screen, because my first car also had an aftermarket head unit. And the funny part about that is that when I installed the aftermarket one, it was initially to play only music through my USB. But then I realized that it could also play video. So I put video on my USB and I started playing. During the 3 years I had driving that car with that thing installed, it didn't even come close of me getting in somewhat of a distraction or a near accident because of that. Absolutely not. So yeah, trust me people, it is not something distracting. At least for me, it is not. In other news, when you install this iDoing head unit, as you saw in the installation video, it comes with a lot of cords, a lot of different things that you can put in your car. So the car has an internal GPS, and I put the GPS thingy right behind here. And while doing that, I scuffed this. It's a bit annoying for me, but yeah, I put it over here. It comes with a 3M tape on the back, but I didn't even use the 3M tape because the way I put it here, it doesn't move when the car is moving, so it doesn't rattle. And also here in the glove box is where I put the Android cord, Android auto cord. Here is this one, and then these two are for the USB. I pretty much put them, I don't know if you can see this, I put them in with these. I had extras, put them on there, and it works pretty well. Like I said in my previous video, I finally installed this. I still need to remove the plastic on it. It works like a charm. Same thing for the one on the back over there. It works fine. The only thing is that because of my tint, or because of tint that the previous owner installed, it comes out purple because of this. So yeah, I'm not gonna change it now. I'll change it eventually, but it works. It works. I was able to connect it to my phone, and I'm able to see and download videos when something happens. So yeah, I am extremely happy with my purchase. But in all of this, there is one thing that makes me a little bit sad, and that is when you do the reverse. When you do the reverse, you have the camera and everything, but I lost my lines. The stock lines that came with the other head unit, they're not there anymore. And I've looked up online, and it doesn't seem like I can do anything about it. Yes, you have the option of turning the integrated lines that comes with the head unit to pop up there, but those are trash. Turn this on, and then when I do this, these are trash. So no, I'm not using those. I'll just do without. So yeah, extremely happy about this. I can finally listen to my anime music and have those anime videos playing. I don't know, like, it's weird. I'm pretty sure some of you can relate, because I'm sure you have that one thing. You don't necessarily look at it, or you don't necessarily need it. It's just there, and you're happy it's there. Like, it's like that with me. I'm sure you can relate. I'm sure some of you can relate. Oh, by the way, I successfully cleaned most of the salt out of this. I used vinegar and hot water, and I removed some of this. It smelled for like 2 weeks, but I successfully removed them. Now all of this is remaining. I can still remove it, but I'll need to go to a detailer so they take care of this, because as you can see here, it already did some damage. So maybe the wheel can wait a little bit longer. No, the wheel's not gonna wait, because the car came without summer wheels, so I do need those.